There are a lot of career paths in tech that doesn't require coding. I think what I would tell ladies who want to venture into the tech industry is to be bold, to be audacious, and be selfish with their goals.
Welcome to another exciting episode of the Women in Tech podcast, where we highlight and spotlight stories of women making waves in the tech world. Whether you're coding or whether you're working, beyond coding, this is a space for you where we get to learn more and more info and stories and inspiration for women in that world. And I'm excited on this particular episode because I have a customer success manager at a tech company, and by the end of the episode, we'll get to know what it entails, especially being a customer success manager in a tech company. I go by the name Wangeshi, and without wasting time, welcome so much on today's episode. Maybe a quick introduction, your name, how the journey was getting to the Deflag Studios.
Okay. Hello, everyone. My name is Omini. I'm a Nigerian.
I can tell.
I'm from the southern part of Nigeria, and I currently work as a customer success manager at a tech startup called Tappi. Before I got to where I am today in my career, I started off with customer support with a fintech organization back in Nigeria. And what I do there was majorly payments. I actually did not have an idea of what tech was. When I started off my career as a customer success person. And moving forward, I transitioned into the tech space, started working for a SaaS company, that's Tappi. At some point, I had to pivot into the e-commerce, tech e-commerce platform called Maka. Maka was basically in the fashion industry, selling fashion items to people. So it was more of a shopping platform. And then I came back to Tappi again as a customer success manager.
Okay. Before you even go there, I'm very interested in knowing a bit about Nigeria. I've watched so many Nigerian movies. If I go to Lagos, I won't get lost. I have watched a lot of Nigerian movies. Where exactly in Nigeria actually do you come from?
Okay, so I come from the southern part of Nigeria, the South region, a state called Cross River. So we are known for the biggest African carnival that happens in December called the Calabar Carnival. So I'm from Cross River State. But I live in Lagos. I was born and brought up in Lagos. Yeah.
Which artist comes from your region? We need to start relating.
We have Inyanya. Inyanya comes from my region.
Yeah. Perfect. How many years have you been in Kenya, and actually how is the experience working in, away from home?
So this is my, I think, 14th month.
Oh, you're just new.
Yeah.
So you've not moved up and down in Nairobi yet.
Well, I've only been to Mombasa. But I would say the experience has been great so far. I've met amazing people. I think I like it here. I'm not going to say I miss home. I don't miss home, rather, but I feel like God has really given me a family here, and I like to call Kenya my home. It's so crazy that even my friends back in Nigeria, they now see me as a Kenyan. So I'm just waiting for Ruzo to give me my passport.
He will. Before we dive into the tech world, I need to ask you two simple things. Any words or sentences you've learned, you can use Swahili, and your favorite dish so far.
Okay, so I think I'll start with the food because I'm somewhat a foodie. I think when I got here, my favorite meal was chapati. But I think I had, I literally abused chapati. And then I moved from chapati to pilau. So pilau is like the Nigerian jollof, but just prepared in a different way. And then at the moment, I feel like ugali is my favorite meal. Ugali and greens. And that's because at my early stage of visiting Kenya, or before I started working in Kenya, I always come to visit. So I kind of dreaded ugali. And then when I eventually had a taste of ugali, I'm like, yo, I've been missing out. So at the moment, ugali is my favorite meal.
Swahili word? Or any language, probably a Kenyan.
Okay, I think my most common Swahili words are one, ukwapi. That's where are you?
Yeah. And they will always lie. And
ukwapi, twende, let's go. I think another word I like is pole pole. Calm down, relax. Pole pole.
Uko wapi twende. I already know what you're asking. Uko wapi twende. Okay.
Twende is let's go.
Yeah.
And then pole pole is relax.
Perfect, thank you. And I like that you actually, you blended with the Kenyan people and you're liking the whole experience.
Yeah, I am.
All right, perfect. For the guys who are joining us, we have Mercy today on our Women in Tech podcast. You mentioned a bit about, your journey into how you joined the tech world. What would you say was your inspiration really, to join? Is it something you grew up knowing, I'm a tech girl? Or is it something that probably as you're aging, as, probably college, university, then you realize, what? I want to go the tech way.
So actually, tech was in the plan. Tech was in the plan. So I don't know if you're conversant with the Nigerian educational system. So once you're done with high school, you get into the university. But for us, we have the university and the polytechnics. So if you are unfortunate to get into the university, you go the polytechnic route. So for me, I didn't meet my cutoff mark with the university I wanted to go to. That's the University of Lagos. So my dad was, no, you can't sit at home, because I was ready to stay home another year, because I was young. I finished secondary school at age 16. So I was ready to stay home, but my dad was like, no, you can't. So I went to a polytechnic, Moshi Dabiola Polytechnic, and the way the polytechnic works is you do 2 years national diploma and you do 1 year IT in the corporate world, and then you go back for the 2 years for higher national diploma, and then you graduate, you become a graduate. So for me, after my 2 years, I did my IT, and that was like my first corporate world experience with Total Nigerian PLC. I'm sure you've seen Total stations. So I worked at the head office in Nigeria for my 1 year IT, and the experience was so great. In fact, I feel like I started rooting to work in an oil firm. Like if you know me, when I was 19, 20, I keep saying I wanted to work in an oil firm. So the experience was great. I worked with the card team. So we were in charge of printing Total cards for big firms, just to make fueling easy for them. And after that experience, I went back for my higher national diploma, because I have a major in mass communication. And then I knew I don't want to be in the media space. So it was me wanting to be in the oil and gas industry. But you know how you have plans and God has different plans for you. Life also has its own plan. So after I completed my higher national diploma, I went for NYSC. So there's this NYSC thing we do in Nigeria. I did a little bit of practice with mass communication, because I worked with the public relations units of the Nigerian Customs Service for I think 6 to 7 months. And then I started job hunting. I didn't get a job immediately, unfortunately, but when I eventually did, that was my first introduction to fintech, right? And for Nigeria, as at that time, that was in 2021, fintech was a big thing, because the banking system wasn't so great. So when the fintech came into market, though they had trust issues, but then again, it was like an easy way out. In terms of banking services. So that was how I joined Pampe, and I was doing customer service. And afterwards, I felt I needed to do more. I felt I was made for great things. Let me just put it that way. And at some point, I got tired doing the same routine over and over again. I needed something more. I needed something challenging, because at times I can be adventurous when I want to be. And so when the offer from where I currently work, Tappi, came, I actually did not know what tech was. Because fintech is different from tech. Fintech is different from SaaS as a business. So I actually did not have an experience. So it was more or less like getting into Tappi was my first introduction to tech. And then I'm like, this is so beautiful. And it was a learning point for me, because I got to realize that tech has been in existence. But because I wasn't moving with the right people, I didn't know what tech was. Or maybe I was limiting myself to be in the oil and gas industry because I had that drive that I want to work with an oil company. So the journey so far has been really great. The transitioning has been smooth. I would say there hasn't been challenges. Of course,
before even we get there, before we get to your role as also a customer success manager at a tech firm, what does Tappi actually, what do you guys do?
Okay, so Tappi is a tech startup that helps businesses grow their business. And we believe how we can grow businesses' visibilities by giving them a website. And beyond the website, right, we provide a tool where customers are able to collect data, payment data from their customers, and in return, the customers leave review for the business. So we noticed in Kenya, the Kenyans are really big on reviews, right? And we believe reviews make and grow a business. True. So in the process of collecting data for the business, we also trigger surveys to clients who have made payment to leave reviews, and businesses can always go back to these reviews to know what the people are saying about the business, and should in case maybe one of the staff had maybe offered a bad service to a client, through this tool that we have created, you are able to reach out to the client to understand how what happened, how you can make it up to the client. So basically, it's like a 360. Tappi is like a 360. We integrate with your payment system. That's your till numbers and your pay bill. When a client makes a payment for a service that's been offered, we collect the data for the business for retargeting purpose, and in turn, we send survey to the client to leave a review on how the experience was. So I think we've been able to grow over time. We've evolved over time. Now we currently have the intelligent text marketing feature where clients where our businesses on Tappi can send out text marketing campaign and they're able to see revenue from the text marketing campaign. And at the moment, our latest innovation is the Tappi caller ID, more or less like an expense tracker, where when you sign up to the caller ID, right, you're able to see how you've been spending money, people you've been sending money to. Maybe you've been paying for gas, so it gives you the record of how you've paid a gas business and
what money you've spent where.
Exactly. And also, like I said, caller ID, it's kind of saves numbers of contacts. Yeah, exactly, on your M-Pesa.
When people, hear or, get to know stories of women in tech, most of guys will think about a web developer, others will think about coding, others will think about data and all that. How is a customer management success, different from, when you tell somebody I'm a customer manager or something, they think it's the people who just sit at the reception, answer calls, respond to queries and whatnot. So how is that role different, especially when you're working in a tech company?
Okay, thank you very much for this question. I think I get this question a lot from people when, especially in Kenya, when I meet people and they're like, what do you do? I tell them I'm a customer success manager, and they're like, what do you mean?
She's a reception. She's the one who makes calls.
What do you mean customer success? And I have to start explaining. And people think customer success is customer support. Customer success is not customer support, right? So customer success is being an advocate for the customer. You are literally the voice of the customer to the firm you are working with. So in other words, what a customer success manager does is to build relationship with the client. You sustain the relationship and you ensure that the relationship is long-lasting for your company. So it's more or less beneficial to both the client and both the company. So just as the name implies, customer success is just you as a customer success professional ensuring that your client is successful while using the company's platform. So it entails onboarding. And onboarding is more or less like introducing your company's product to them. So that may feel like sales, but it's not. There's a sales team in the tech industry. So after the sales team closes the sale, the next team that comes to like and hold the client on the journey is the customer success team. So we onboard the clients, and at point of onboarding, we introduce the platform to the business. We understand what the business need is and how we can meet this business need, ensuring that the client achieves the goal with which they signed up on the platform. So we do trainings from time to time. So training is always ongoing because as a tech firm, like I said, we evolve with technology. So we are always creating new features based on our customers' need and also based on the evolution of technology. So training is always ongoing. We are always having alignment meetings. We are always having quarterly review meetings.
It's a lot of work.
We do a whole lot. Then we are liaising with the product team. We are liaising with the tech team in particular. The back-end team, that team, we are liaising with them. We are fixing technical issues the client is most likely facing on the platform. And we chase payment as well. But most importantly, like I said, we just have to ensure that we build the relationship and sustain the relationship for as long as we can. So it's both beneficial to the business, to the business owner, and to the company. And we also do retention as well. So basically, we just ensure that the client is happy. And when the client is happy, it is more money for
I
for
want
the
to ask you
company.
something so interesting. Since we started this series of women in tech, one thing I have noticed, getting women in tech, even having a free day is very, it's a mountain climb. How do you balance actually? Because I feel like it's too much for you girls in the tech world. How are you balancing between job, even your personal life? How do you strike a balance between those two?
So I think for me, I currently enjoy what I do. I currently enjoy working at Tappi, right? It's my 3rd year with Tappi. And Tappi gave me my first international experience, because I joined them while I was in Nigeria. So I was in Nigeria for like 2 years, and before I was moved to come work with the Kenyan team. So over time, I've been able to work with different people from different parts of the world. I've had colleagues from Cote d'Ivoire. I've had an Asian colleague, right? And the culture at Tappi is really great. It's really great. It supports, or it encourages progress and self-development. And we have a culture where when you feel overwhelmed, it's okay to take a break. I mean,
you're human at the end of the day.
It's okay to take a break. I have bosses that are like really, really understanding and very, very passionate about your mental health. So for me, I think I've gotten the hang of how to balance both work and my personal life.
Okay.
So for me, I think ever since I moved to Kenya, it has been smooth. The journey has been smooth. And given that I don't really have so many friends, I'm able to balance it. So if I'm not at work, I'm home. If I'm not home, I'm at the supermarket shopping, back home. Some days I go to church. When I'm home, I'm either watching movies or reading a book. And when I'm at work, it is squarely work, 9 to 5. Some days when I feel bored, or some weekends when I feel like my clients needs me, I'm always there for them. So I think I've been able to, do the whole work-life balance, and it's not overwhelming for me.
So far, what would you say has been a very defining moment for you as a girl in the tech world? Something that happened, maybe an experience, that really just like affirmed and told you know what? You're in the right place. It's just like a happening that really just assured you that this is it for me.
Okay, so I think I've had so many defining moments, but I'm just going to mention a few. So I think my first defining moment was when I joined the tech industry, the tech firm. I had imposter syndrome. So it was actually very crazy. And it's funny how you feel like you're not doing well, but your colleagues are like, you're killing it.
They think you are the very best.
Yeah. So the first defining moment was when the CEO of Tappi started seeing the impact I was making. That was back then in Nigeria. So it was only a few persons that knew I had imposter syndrome.
Yeah.
And it was so bad that I was this close to quitting. Yeah. Because, like I said, it was my first experience with the tech industry. So the defining moment was when, I think 4 months in, I started getting like great comments from the CEO and the operations lead that I'm doing a great job. And then I'm like,
yeah.
So anytime I get compliments at the office that I am doing a very, very great job, like I'm making impact in the company, those are like really, really defining moments for me.
Yeah.
And having a supportive management team had really helped me so far. I remember there was a time I started taking classes on data analytics. I did the data analytics training with ALX.
Yeah.
I was going to transition from customer success to being a data analyst. But when I remember the smile on my customer faces after we have conversations, and I'm just like, no, let me just stay in customer success. Maybe in 2 years' time, I may eventually do the big move from customer success to data analytics. But right now, I think I like it here. I like the company I'm in, and the defining moment has been just the compliments I get from my boss, from my fellow colleagues, and even from people that just admire me. Like my friends back in Nigeria, like when I make posts of work, they're like, girl, you're really killing it out there. Yeah.
Let me ask you something. I hear people say Nairobi, Kenya is the New York of Africa. You know, having moved from Lagos to Kenya, you know, to Nairobi, you know, how does it feel? You know, is it like the New York of Africa as they say it, or?
So I really cannot say, I really cannot answer that, because the only African country I have been to aside being a Nigerian is Kenya.
Yeah.
That's why I feel like I am so passionate about Kenya. Like I mentioned earlier, I call Nairobi my home now.
Okay.
Yeah. So I really cannot say. Maybe when I explore other African countries,
you'll be able to.
can now. Yeah. But I think Nairobi is a great place. I see there's so many great infrastructures, even though Kenyans always complain that, I don't know. But as a Nigerian living in Kenya, I really think it's a great place. And that's why I keep telling people that this is my home. This is my second home. Yeah.
Let's talk about the tech world. You know, it's predominantly, as we speak, as much as we're seeing more and more women join the tech world, you know, the numbers are still low, but I'm happy to see more and more women joining the tech world. Do you think the tech world is very inclusive, welcoming to females? Have you had an experience where, you know, probably you're in spaces where males are more? Is that very intimidating? What has been your experience in that field?
Okay, so for my own career path, customer success, it's largely dominated by women, right? Because, of course, the role of a customer, one of the characteristics of a customer success person is active listening, empathy, and great communication skills. I'm not saying men do not have that, but when it comes to empathy, I feel like women are more empathetic than men.
True.
So in my own career path, we have more women than men. However, for other career paths in tech that I've seen, especially when it comes to software engineering, right, I feel like they have more men than women in the software engineering career part of tech.
Yeah.
But I feel like it's welcoming to women, if you ask me. I don't think there is a gender discrimination. I'm just speaking from my own experience. I don't know what any other person has faced. And from my current organization, Tappi, it's very, very welcoming to the women. Yeah, I think there was a time we had more female staffs at Tappi than male. Yeah.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, there was a time we had more female staffs than male staffs at Tappi. So for me, based on my experience, I think the tech industry is welcoming to women.
Maybe tech, as you mentioned even before, it's a very fast growing, it's all evolving.
Yeah.
Every other day there's something new. How do you stay, updated so you don't feel like you're being left behind in this very crazy AI is here, is coming. They said it's gonna take our jobs. How are you keeping?
So firstly, for me, it's the online community. So I'm currently in 2 groups for customer success professionals. Though there are groups in Nigeria, I've not been able to find like a customer success
groups around here,
community here in Kenya. But I think here in Kenya, I saw one on data analytics, but I'm not sure I'm ready to join the community for data analytics yet. So first of all, the online community, one, and secondly, I have like tech newsletters that I subscribe to. So there's one I always read that comes into my mail every Monday. Hack Sultan is one of the big tech professionals in Nigeria. So he sends out newsletter. That's how I'm able to catch up with new innovations and also social news on tech. And I think I have another newsletter I subscribe to that is basically for customer success professionals, how to make them get better in their career path. And I think another thing I use to stay up to trend is just randomly asking AI what is happening, how can I be a better customer success person, how can my communication skills get better, how can I use data to make informed decisions. Remember I mentioned I did training on data analytics and that training wasn't just a skill I wanted to acquire. It's a skill I'm currently applying as a customer success manager, querying the data, seeing trends. How can I turn these trends to favor Tappi as a business and also help my clients, the customers or business owners achieve their needs. So
and I think something that is coming out, the very few women I've sat with here, it's ALX. I think they are doing some. Maybe you should talk to people who are just watching and probably are thinking of venturing into tech and spaces and places where they can get these online trainings. So I think ALX does most online trainings.
Yes.
Maybe you can tell the women watching or any other person watching and they are thinking, I feel like I want to venture into the tech world. I don't know, where to start. Okay.
So I think the first place you may want to start is maybe do a review of the current skills you have. Don't follow the crowd, right? So for me, I have a major in mass communication and starting off my career as a customer support person was based off on the skill I already had. Mass communication has to do with broadcasting, journalism and all of that. So I already had like a great communication skill.
True.
So it was more or less like applying the communication skill I already have as a mass communication graduate into, so you may want to look at the skills you currently have. It could be designing, it could be communication skills, and then maybe map out different career paths that you know that you can use this skill at, right? So aside from looking at the skills you currently have, you may want to look at the resources you have. Because some persons may want to follow a career path, but they don't have the resources, right? So you may have to look at the resources you have. Maybe you have a laptop. Do you have constant power supply? Do you have a stable internet? And then after that, then you can maybe start looking at places to take trainings. You can start looking at mentors in the industry, people that have really, they are really doing well in their career. You can meet them for mentorship. Like last month, I had somebody reached out to me on LinkedIn. I wanted to know more about customer success. Just me sharing my experience with him. At the moment, I'm not opening to mentoring because I want to be mentored as well. But I mean, you may want to look out for mentors in the industry, reach out to them and let them share their experience and give you pointers and all of that. And in terms of training, there are a few training platforms. We have the Coursera, we have the LinkedIn Learning, we have Udemy, and we have ALX as well. So I feel like ALX has had a great impact in my data analytics skills because when I did ALX in 2023, right? We had like 15 weeks training on just normal core skills, and then 15 weeks, the other 15 weeks was for the technical skill itself. So ALX, as at then, mine was free, was a scholarship. So I don't know what it is now if they are already paying for it. But whichever way, I feel like ALX is a good place to start from. And if you cannot maybe pay the fees for ALX, you may want to start with either LinkedIn Learning or Coursera.
Okay.
Yeah.
We are still on the Women in Tech podcast, and of course we have a guest today. We've talked about so many things, and I think you've also mentioned some of the places where, as a woman or anyone who wants to venture into tech, our guest has mentioned there are so many places where you can use them as your entry point. As we continue the conversation, are there some myths that you've heard about women in tech that you'd actually want people to let go of? Somebody actually told me men fear women in tech. Is it true? Especially even in the dating scene. When you tell somebody I'm a coding girl, I'm a developer, they tend to take a back seat.
I don't know.
Yeah, you've not experienced that.
My career path is not. I'm in a non-coding tech career path, so I don't know about those who code. But I think one of the common myths would be that you need to know how to code to venture into tech. There are a lot of career paths in tech that doesn't require coding. For example, my career path, customer success. We have the product marketing career path. I think we have the UI UX career path, design, that does not involve that doesn't involve coding, and we also have product management. So there are non-coding tech career paths that you can explore. You necessarily don't have to be a coder to be in the tech industry.
And I also think, even me personally, when, you hear about women in tech, what comes to mind? Those guys are geniuses, coding, web developing, but it's good to know it's a very, it's a wide...
It's very broad. There are different career paths. You would be shocked by the time you start doing a deep dive into the different career paths in the tech industry.
Yeah, I think that brings me to the next question, like a message to young women, who really would want to get into the tech world, as a woman who's been there, in a few years, you're going to be 5 years in the tech world. What would you tell them?
Okay, I think what I would tell ladies who want to venture into the tech industry is to be bold, to be audacious, and be selfish with their goals. And I would still circle back to what I've earlier said in terms of identifying the skill you currently have and the resources you currently have. And then you can build your career path in the tech world based off from the skill you have, right? Being bold and confident in yourself, being audacious, regardless of what life throws at you, regardless of the challenges you encounter, just keep going. Resilience, very important. Grief, very important. At the end of the day, nobody is there to save you. You have to save yourself. So you need to be very selfish in terms of these goals. You need to be selfish and deliberate in achieving these goals. I think one thing I really, really hate in this life is having to depend on people, and another one is poverty. So there's a lot of money.
Poverty is the enemy, always.
So there's a lot of money to be made in the tech space, provided you are ready to do the work.
Of course, every field, there will always be challenges, setbacks, things that make you feel like, I can't do this anymore. What are some of those challenges you've experienced as a woman in tech, and how do you move past those challenges to make sure you're still pushing to actually be a better and be a go-getter also in the tech field?
This is a tough
overworking, because I've learned girls in the tech world, they are very busy. You guys are working too much.
I think one of the challenges I face is getting pushback from the team, especially for my role that has to do with customer, being an advocate for the customer, and then a customer gives you feedback and you are trying to, make the customer happy, and then maybe you take it to the team and you get initial pushback. Even though your ideas will eventually be implemented, but at first you get this pushback from the team, like, okay, you know this. Yeah. So I think over time, what I've been able to do to overcome that challenge is see reasons why it is very important for this idea to be implemented. Because at the end of the day, like I said, a customer success manager is the voice of the customer. So I need to make my customer happy. If my customer says he wants this, then you as the back end or the engineer, you need to see from my point of view why this has to work out. I think another challenge I would most likely talk about, I think I've faced is the part of feeling like you're not doing enough. You're not making as much impact because, of course, I believe almost everyone or a few persons would have encountered imposter syndrome at a job. So I think I've passed the stage of that, but I really, really want to hammer on that because these are things that people don't really talk about when they are in an organization or when they are in a role. So I think one of the ways I believe I've been able to overcome imposter syndrome is always getting feedback from my colleagues, getting feedback to know if I'm on the right path, and sometimes doing self-reflection and knowing my actual worth. Because at the end of the day, knowing your worth helps you overcome the imposter syndrome as well as the feedback. So I always want to get feedbacks from my colleague. I always want to get feedback from my boss. And the good thing is I'm in an organization where we're constantly giving feedback. Like my CEO every time is always telling us how he's pleased with the team, how the team is doing a great job. And even my direct boss, like I know every month or twice in a month, he gives me, compliments that I'm doing a great job with the team, I'm making impact. So that constant reminder helps me to, stay up to par in my career path.
I like that. There's a lot of, positivity. I think you need to be very positive. You also need to be very ambitious, because it's a very fast-paced world. The tech world, when you sit back and just relax, things are changing, and the companies might get rid of you because things are changing. All those years in this tech world, what is that thing you tell your younger self, looking back, reflecting, the journey, the milestones, the successes, especially now when you see your customers are happy, the feedback. What is that one thing you tell your younger self?
Okay, I think one thing I would tell my younger self is to keep dreaming. Right? At the end of the day, it's only someone who dreams that is able to achieve that. So it's always important to have that mental picture of where you see yourself. I remember I said earlier that my first experience in the corporate world was in the oil company, where I'd done 1 year, and I kept insisting. I had that drive in me that I want to work with an oil company. I want to work with an oil company. I kept saying it, though I might not be in an oil company right now, but I am in a good place in the corporate world. So you need to have that mental picture of where you are headed or where you want to see yourself in years to come. And keep dreaming, keep doing you, right? Don't follow the crowd. I think I've overemphasized that you need to look at the skill you currently have and see how you can leverage on that. So don't follow the crowd. I mean, I have friends that are currently like earning in dollars, like really, really earning well.
Yeah.
But I'm not saying I want to follow their career paths, because at the end of the day, we are two different people.
True.
Wangeshi is different from Messi.
Yeah.
My ability and capability is different from yours.
True.
So don't follow the crowd. Don't follow.
Yeah.
Don't follow the crowd. Just find out what works for you and create a niche for yourself at that. Yeah.
As we get closer to the end of this episode, what does success look to you, both personally and professionally?
Okay, so I think I'll start with professionally, because people who know me, they know I am very passionate about my career progression, right? My first experience at corporate world was at age 18. So that was when I got to realize that I'm a corporate body. Business is not for me. So for me, I'm very passionate about my career, right? And professionally, what success looks like for me is in the next 3 years, I should be in leadership role.
Yeah, I like
right?
that.
I want to be a team lead in customer success management. I want to be a director in customer success management in 3-4 years to come.
Yeah.
And I know I'm a born leader.
Yeah.
So I know that I would definitely excel in being in taking up leadership roles in customer success and even the tech industry as a whole. I think I've paid my dues.
Yeah.
I've climbed the corporate ladder the way it should, from being a customer success representative to being a key account associate to being an operations specialist and customer experience specialist, and now I'm currently a customer success manager.
Yeah.
So like I said again, it's basically attaining leadership roles, building strategies, customer success strategies in making businesses more successful, and more importantly, getting the bag.
Yeah.
That's the money.
I think if there's anything I'll take with me at the end of this episode is you're positive. You're very positive, and all through these conversations, there is nothing you've not given room for anything that is going to be a setback,
No.
And I think it's a very good thing for you to just be very focused. Don't allow yourself to have I might. No. I think what you're trying to teach us is just be very positive, be very focused, know where you're going, and have all those things aligned.
I think another success for me personally would be being in a good place financially.
Yeah.
And when I mean being in a good place financially is being able to afford everything.
Yeah.
Like, I want to get to a point where I would just buy things without thinking of the financial implications.
True.
I want to get to a point personally in my finances where money works for me, right?
Yeah.
And most importantly, I want to be surrounded by people who love me and I love them in return. People who I know can, break their back for me, just the same way I'll break their back for them. And maybe find love.
Yeah, I like that. Love it's a good thing to have, actually, to experience, actually. And you've not given up on love yet.
No, I've not.
We are about to wind up. 3 quick fire questions before we wind up this particular episode. Are you a coffee or a tea girl?
None.
None? Okay. Which tech tool can't you live without?
What tech tool can't I live without? Where? Does Google Sheets count as a tech tool?
We'll classify it there too.
Because that's a tool I work with every day. Most of all my trackers are there, and I look at my trackers every day to know where I'm either dropping the ball or where maybe a client is identified as at risk.
Yeah.
Then I think another tool I work with every day is Metabase. Yeah.
Those are the two tools you can't live without.
I don't know if Google Sheets counts as a tool.
We'll classify it there too.
Google Sheets and Metabase.
Okay. Yeah. One word that defines or, sums up your whole journey in tech.
One word?
Yeah.
Not a sentence.
Okay. Make it a sentence then.
Okay. My journey, my corporate world journey has been filled with grace. It has been grace from God.
Yeah.
Because trust me, I'm not sure I can do it on my own if I'm not backed by God.
Yeah.
So it's being filled with grace and backing from God.
As we wind up, maybe just the final remarks to the beautiful women who are watching, because even men actually, because we want more and more women to not be scared, don't be, don't get shy away from joining the tech world. And the reason why we are having these conversations on the Women in Tech, our podcast, is to have more and more women, venture into the tech world. Maybe final remarks as we wind up.
Okay, so my final remarks for me would be, don't be scared.
Yeah.
Don't be scared. Dream big and always ask for help. There's something we say in Nigeria that a closed mouth is a closed destiny. So if you have that dream that you have in mind and you don't know how to go about it, and you believe you have people that can help you, just make an attempt to ask for help. The worst they can say is they cannot help you, and it's okay if they say they cannot help you. But at the end of the day, if you are really, really, audacious with that goal and you really want it to come to manifestation, just keep asking for help. And most importantly, be trusting God, right? I am a big believer in God. I'm a big, big, big believer in God. Just talk to God. However way you want to talk to him, be it in prayers, be it as conversations, just talk to him and definitely believe that every of your dreams are valid and only God can bring it to reality.
Okay, thank you so much for joining us today on this particular episode. We actually learned and enjoyed having you around, and we wish you all the best. And
thank you.
I'm hoping to interact with you soon.
Thank you for having me as well. I had great conversations, and thank you to the team.
All right, and that brings us to the end of this particular episode of Women in Tech, where we sat down with Mercy. She's walked us through, and if you don't, if there's something I have learned and something I would want all of you guys to take home with you, is the power of being positive in whatever you're pushing. And of course, she's encouraged more and more women to join and follow and venture into the tech world. You don't have to know coding. You don't have to be a developer. I think she has also told us that the tech space is a very wide space. So for the women watching and any other person watching, that's it for today. Please make sure you keep following us at Niplug on YouTube and Instagram and all our social media pages. Till next time, stay inspired. I have been your host, Wangeshi.